can fake it on my own, but I am lost alone. But when I'm with you, I'm no longer wandering. And when I'm with you, I swear I can breathe. And when I'm with you, I know who I am and who I wanna be. Who I wanna be. I am wide-eyed with a penchant for running. But how many times does it take till I find that I'm lost when I'm alone? And that's not where I belong. 'Cause when I'm with you, I'm no longer wandering. When I'm with you, I can finally breathe. When I'm with you, I swear to God, I'm who I wanna be. I'm who I wanna be. I'm who I wanna be. I'm who I wanna be.
My name is James Cooper, and it's my mission to make you a more powerful storyteller. Bam! We are here on Tuesday. It is Tuesday where we go live every week right here in Six Figure Storytelling. Welcome. We have a good group here today. I just wanted to say welcome to the new members who are joining this week for the first time. Hello, my name is James Cooper. Those of you who don't know me, I am a filmmaker, I am a storyteller, and I have a passion for storytelling. Go ahead and put in the comments where you are calling from. I'm always curious where people are at. And if you're watching this on replay, just put replay in the comments below. Today, I want to talk about posturing. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever heard of posturing. I know that some people, it's a new concept. Some people have never heard of posturing. If you search posturing, it has a weird definition that I had never heard before. What does it say? Posturing is, that's pasturing. That's something completely different, or pasteurizing. But basically, posturing was listed as a behavior that is intended to impress or mislead. That's what it says in Webster's or Oxford. A behavior that is intended to impress or mislead. That is not what we are talking about here. So there are some people coming in. Ellen is in Boston. Yay, Ellen is here. Ken is coming from Texas, and Elise from Kentucky, and Heather is in Virginia. Beautiful 70s. I am jealous. It is in LA. It is 90s, and it's almost Halloween. It's almost the end of October. I cannot believe this heat wave that we're still having. Where is the fall? I know in LA it's going to go from 90s to like 60. We're going to miss out on the fall weather. Anyway, so today, posturing isn't about misleading, and it's not about trying to manipulate. It's an effective way to communicate and take a specific attitude with your audience. And so I wanted to have a discussion with you about how to use posturing effectively in your videos. Now, how many have heard of posturing? Go ahead and put in the comments below if you've ever heard of posturing when it comes to speaking. If you've heard of it, give me a thumbs up. If you've never heard of it, it's like, put either a question mark, like, what is posturing? Put a question mark if you've never heard of using it strategically. I'd love to know if anybody has heard of it or if you've never used it in your speaking. Posturing is a really effective way. Oh, good, a couple people have. Posturing is a really effective way to build rapport with your audience. And it's something I learned in the Tony Robbins world, where it was a way to communicate and take a different position in order to build rapport and gain rapport with your audience in order to lead them to get a specific result. And the most in coaching world, posture, Elise's comment's the best so far. I think of chickens fighting. Yes, that's not the type of posturing that we're talking about. But in coaching world, one of the best ways to use posturing to get somebody from one place to another is feel, felt, found. And you can write that down. Feel, F-E-E-L, felt, found. Let me see if I can get my iPad going here. If not, we'll just do it on the fly. But it would be awesome if I can get my iPad going. All right, we're just going to roll with it. Feel, felt, found. If somebody wants to type that in the comments, feel, felt, found. So the way to use posturing, feel, felt, found is if somebody is in a disempowering place, and we're going on the coaching tangent here for a minute, but I'm going to get you back to video. In terms of leadership, feel, felt, found. When somebody says something, a challenge they're having, they don't know what to do, they're angry, they're sad, they're depressed. Thank you, Ellen. They're angry, sad, depressed, whatever it is. Feel, felt, found is the fastest way to build that rapport bridge and get somebody to take some new action, or at least think in a different way. So we start with feel, right? That starts with an equal posture. I understand how you feel, or I appreciate how you feel. Or if you've been in the exact same situation, you say, I know exactly how you feel, right? Know exactly how you feel is one that you have to use only if you authentically know what the person is feeling. Because most of the times we don't know how a person feels. We can make an estimate how they feel. We can appreciate how they feel, but we don't know how they feel because we're not living their story and we're not in their shoes. But if they're telling you a story or telling you something that you have the exact same thing happen to you, or a reference that you can use that's exactly similar to their situation, then you can say, I know exactly how you feel, or I know what that feels like. If you can't, and you have no reference for that, then you say, wow, that must feel really difficult. I appreciate how you must feel with that, right? Or even if you just like, wow, I don't even know what to say to that. Brene Brown. If you don't know Brene Brown, please look at Brene Brown's stuff. I think she is one of the most brilliant in terms of helping people in emotional distress and emotional challenging situations, and then empower themselves. I think Brene Brown is one of the most brilliant leaders in this space in our time right now. Definitely check her out if you don't know Brene Brown. Just YouTube her. I think she's a genius. But anyway, so you start with feel. I appreciate how you feel, or wow, that must feel. I don't even know what to say to that. Or I know exactly what that feels like. You make that connection as an equal posture, right? You both know, you both agree. So then you move to, others have felt the same way, or I know that I felt that way when, and you tell a story, when this thing happened to me, right? Now you're still taking an equal posture. You're moving a little bit into superior posture because you're sharing something that they don't know. You're telling a personal story, or you're sharing a story of somebody else. Give me some thumbs up if you find this valuable. Otherwise, I'll quickly move to just talking about using it in videos. But basically, you go from that, I appreciate how that must feel, or I don't even know what that must feel like. Wow, that's really powerful. I know that I felt something in this situation, and you share a story, or you share a reference of somebody else, and you're moving from equal to superior. And you go to, but what they taught me, or what I learned is X, Y, Z, right? You're giving them the possibility of change and a solution. And that is superior because you have strategies and knowledge that they don't have right now. You have resources that you can ask them to try. It's a way to move somebody from almost an inferior posture where it's like, wow, I don't even know I can't even imagine how that must feel, right? That's inferior. I don't know You know, I don't know. That's an inferior posture. Inferior posture has nothing to do with weakness, has nothing to do with you being weak. It's going underneath where they're at right now and lifting them up slowly, making them more superior, you more inferior. And so it's a way, it's like, wow, I don't even know how I would feel in that situation. Right. And then it says, but in my life, this is something that's happened to me, and you're taking an equal to superior approach. And here's what I learned, or here's what so-and-so learned. I read this book by Brene Brown, and she taught me XYZ, and I took that advice and I ran with it, and oh my God, my life is so much different now. So that's how you guide somebody from an inferior posture to taking a superior posture. You're guiding them from where they are to a more stable position, to then helping them get a result. So I don't know if that helps you all, but feel, felt, found. I can appreciate how that must feel, or I don't know how that must feel. That's really, that if it was me, I would feel devastated. I don't know how you must feel. We're assuming they're feeling sad and depression. But here's what I found. Here, this is how I felt, my experience, and what I found was this. So feel, felt, found. So it's a really easy tool to help somebody who's in a bad emotional state to move them slowly into a more positive place where they see hope and possibility. So that's feel, felt, found. Great, Coop. That's awesome. I'm not a psychiatrist. How do I use that in my videos? I'm glad you asked. So most of the time when people take in educational content, educational how-to content, in my HEROES methodology, heart, education, result, origin, or not origin anymore, it's origin, and then solution. In the HEROES content, E is for education. Education is how-to content. It's helping people get a result. And unfortunately, for most people, it is 80 to 90% of everything they teach is how-to. Here's how to get this result. Here's the sneaky trick. Here's the 5 steps. Here's the this model and this framework and all that stuff. And what happens almost all the time is people take a total superior posture, which none of the postures are bad. I'm just trying to help you guide your audience more so that they take in the content and they actually do the call to action, which is either move into your funnel or opt in or sign with your program. So the problem is that most people start with superior posture. In order to get this result, here are the 5 things you need to do. You need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want more tips, go to here and get this cheat sheet, and I'll see you on the other side. That is 100% superior posture. And unless they already know you and have rapport with you, or you've seen them, or they've seen you someplace else, that's not going to work, because why should they listen to you? The content and information might be interesting, but they don't have this emotional connection to you, or they don't see you as the authority yet. You're not positioned as the authority in the space. Now, if Gary Vaynerchuk say, hey, I have a cheat sheet that I made, blah, 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 that's going to help you get this, he wouldn't, because that's not his style. But if like Frank Kern or Russell Brunson or any of the number of experts out there that have name recognition, if Brene Brown said, here's a thing that I made for you, I'm downloading it because I love her, right? I love her videos and I love her content. So unless you already have rapport with people, taking a superior approach in all your videos, and especially in your education videos, is not going to work. So the way to take an inferior posture, the way you start is you start with either an inferior or equal posture. And starting with an inferior posture is a way to bring your audience in, and that's through asking a question. The easiest way to take an inferior posture is to ask a question, because by asking a question, even though you know the answer for yourself, you might not know the answer for your audience, right? So an inferior question, a way to take inferior would be like, what's something that you really want to accomplish before the end of 2020? Like, have you already mapped out your New Year's resolutions and your goals for 2021? What's something that you really want to smash? What's a goal that you want to smash in the next year? I'm taking an inferior posture because I don't know. I'm curious, but I don't know. Or if I say, what's something that you're really good at? I did this in the live that I did on my personal page a few minutes ago. What's something that you're really good at? Everybody who's on the call right now, post in the comments below. What's something that you're really good at? It could be anything, but if you were to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5, this is 1 being you're total novice, that you suck at it, and 5 you're really, really good at. What's something that you're really, really good at? It could be anything. It could be making amazing mac and cheese. It could be that you know how to draw or paint. It could be that you're really good at being a mom, or you're really good at communicating with your kids. What's something right now, and even if you're watching on replay, post in the comments below, what's something that you're a total 5, total rock star, and look at your program or product. Cooking, Ellen says cooking. I believe it. I believe that Ellen is a really good cook. And that's so funny because you've never cooked for me and I don't really know your cooking. You've never posted. This is the thing, Ellen, your personal page, you should be posting recipes and pictures of your dinners because I had no idea about that about you. So you're really good at cooking. If you're really good at cooking, I am a novice cook. I'm a really novice cook. I know how to make a handful of things well, but I don't know how to cook, a full course dinner, right? That's something you're probably really good at. So I take an inferior posture to Ellen in that. It's if I had to plan a whole dinner, I don't know what to cook. I don't know how to plan. My mom was really, really good at cooking. And I don't know if that's some parents just have that skill. But when I try to make all my food to come out ready at the same time, and everything has a different, the side dishes have to cook at this temperature at this amount of time, and the main course at this time. I don't know how to do all that. So what ends up happening is I get cold turkey and hot side dishes and all that stuff. It's so much easier to just order at Bristol Farms where they just give you the whole turkey dinner. Anyway, so you take an inferior posture. That's something that you really know that you're really good at. Okay, Elise is good at Oracle Configurator. Now, I'm assuming Oracle is the technology company. That's the only Oracle I know, other than the woman in the Matrix who could predict what Neo was going to do. I have no idea what Oracle Configurator is, but that's something that you have total power over me. I have no idea what that is. Great. Obviously, if you are mysalescoach.pro, you better be a good revenue coach, because if you're talking sales, that's something that you're really, really good at. So, and yes, Ellen, the Love Bites newsletter. Oh, good. So Ellen is a relationship coach, and she teaches people how to bring passion back into their relationships. So in her newsletter, she talks about cooking. That's great. So you take an inferior posture. What's something that you're really good at? You ask your audience a question. It's a great way to lead them into the content. What's something that you're really good at? What's something that you really want? How are you doing with, X, Y, Z? Or what are your biggest struggles when it comes to X? That's a great way to lead somebody in taking inferior posture because they know the answer right away. You might not know. You might know common things about your tribe, but you might not know. So you take an inferior posture. Now let's move to equal posture. That is where you and your audience member watching are on equal footing. As entrepreneurs, we both know the importance of X. That's something we can both agree on. We both know. And you notice, look at my hands. This is actually an equal posture, taking your hands from a side position, right? This is an inferior posture. I don't know. I don't know what you're really good at. You might be something great at that I'm not. That's an inferior posture. Notice my hands. Palms up. I don't know. You might know. This is another inferior posture. I don't know, right? You take an inferior posture. This is an equal posture. You and I both know. Equal gestures. This is a way to do it physically in your videos. You use equal, right? Equal, right? This, Bill Clinton used to have somebody pull in his finger to do that with his thumb. This is a more equal posture because this comes across as too superior, pointing. So equal posture, using equal gestures, moving across. Those are equal hand gestures. I don't want to make this whole thing about movement, but physicality, that's how you can use physicality. In your language, we both know. You and I both. We can agree on, right? That's an equal posture. And then third, you move to superior. Superior posture, just like it sounds, superior. Your your head might lean forward a tiny bit. Whereas equal posture is kind of rest, looking straight on camera. Inferior posture might have your head back a little bit, or it might be like looking down or looking up. It's like a little bit unsure to bring your audience in. Superior is you might even lean forward a little bit. Speakers who are on stage, they come to the edge of the stage. Superior, they talk to somebody in the front row. Whereas when they're more inferior, they might talk to more generally a wider group of the audience. In your videos, you can do it just by just the slightest lean forward. Like look at the difference between if I'm taking like an equal posture to superior posture. Just that slight movement forward or that slight tilt of my head, I take a superior posture. And superior is like, so if you want this result, this is what you need to do. Number one, you're going to do this. And you explain how that works. Number two, you're going to do this. Number three, you're going to do this. That's all superior. Here's what you do to get this result. And then finally, you can ask a question. You can go back to inferior. So answer this question is superior. Tell me what are the three things that you're going to do to implement this right now? That takes a position of curiosity and your inferior posture. And then you always want to end with superior. You always want to end with superior because usually in your superior posture is the call to action, is where you want them to do something. So if you'd like more tips on this, go to this website, click the link below, put in your details, and I will get you the information. That's a superior posture. If you want this, here's what you have to do to get it. Let me get some hearts or thumbs up if this makes sense. Any questions on this? Ellen says, use inferior posture to ask questions in my emails to prospects. Yeah, absolutely you would. Absolutely. Do you want more passion in your relationship? Has the love fizzled out? Does it seem like things have fizzled out in your sex life, in your romance department? Are you struggling with wondering what to do next? How do I breach the gap with bringing more passion in the bedroom? Do you struggle with this, and this? That takes an inferior posture because you're asking them, what do they need? Because you don't, even though you know your audience, but you're asking in your emails and you're asking in your videos to get response. Even if the response is yes, if you say to them, are you struggling to bring the romance back into your love life? They read the email, they go, yeah. You're starting a conversation. See, inferior posture is the best way to start a conversation. Superior posture is not the best way to start a conversation. You don't sit down in Starbucks and say, all right, I want you to do this, this, and this. Nobody starts that way. You start a conversation with how's it going? What's been going on with you? Tell me about your relationship. Tell me about your love life. Tell me about your business. What's going on? What's great in your business right now? What's difficult in your business right now? What's something that you really want to in the next 3 months, where do you want your business to be? You're taking a curiosity position to start a conversation, and that curiosity position is inferior. Then you go to equal and say, yeah, I totally can, I can totally know what that's like. 3 years ago, whatever with my relationship, or 2 years ago, or even this year with the lockdown, my business has struggled too. So I totally know where you're coming from. That's an equal posture. But here's what I did. I was able to get another business coach on board, and I was able to do this and this and here. And now my sales are through the roof. So you're taking a superior posture. I know the answers that will help you with your problem. Inferior, then equal, then superior. And unfortunately, what most people do is they just start with superior. Hi, my name is James Cooper, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 things to do here. And you just go boom, 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 right? Instead of starting off with a question. Are you struggling to make more sales because of the lockdown? Is it difficult right now, trying to reach out to clients because they don't know what to do with their money? They're holding on. I'm painting a scenario, but you get the idea. You take an inferior posture to bring your audience in. They go, yes, that's me. And they go, yeah, I know what it's like. I've been dealing with this, and this for the last 6 months. Here's what I did. You want the secrets that I have? Because I solved the secrets. I figured it out. Here's what you have to do. You have to do this, and this. You want more? Join my free Facebook group. or download this newsletter that I made, or go to this page and it's going to give you a 4-part video series, blah, blah, whatever it is, whatever your offer is, you're taking a superior posture at the end. Okay, I hope that was valuable. I want to make sure that you get this, because this is something that this small shift in just understanding using inferior, equal, superior posturing in your videos rather than superior, superior, superior in your videos is going to make all the difference when it comes to engagement. Ask questions, be curious, pull your audience in, take an equal approach where it's like, yes, because if that's you, I know what that's like. I've been there. The last 3 months, here's what's happened to me. But then you take superior. Here's the answer. Here's what I figured out. Here are the 5 steps. If you want the answers that, in more depth, go here. So any questions? I'd like to open it up for Q&A. I know that there's some people still on. If you're on replay, you can still ask your questions and just tag me or just ask your questions in the post and I will find them. But I'd love to open it up if anybody has any questions for people who are still here. Oh, this is going to open up. Don't open up. Answers if you're in more depth. Too late. So if you're still here and you want to ask any questions, this one tip is super. You really are a genius. Aw, stop, Ellen. One of these days you're going to have to, the way you can pay me back is that one of these days I would love for you to cook me something. Anyway, you don't have to cook me anything. Anyway, if there are any other questions, otherwise we're going to wrap it up for today. This was kind of short and sweet, but we went in a little more detail, which is great. We usually keep, for those of you who are new to these lives, I usually do about a 15-minute teach. We did a little over to 20 minutes. And then after the teach, I just open it up for total Q&A. What do you do? Oh, Elise has a question. What do you do with the ad? What do you do with the ad? You're talking about how to use this in an ad? Let me know more specifically what you mean. What do you do with the ad? So if I were using this in a Facebook ad or a YouTube ad, it would be no different than any video that I would create. You start with inferior, you go to equal, and you go to superior. The reason you always go to superior at the end is because you're asking them to take some sort of action to continue the conversation, whatever conversation that is. If that conversation is a sales call, or if that conversation is to opt in or click below for more information, you're getting them to take an action, and that needs a superior posture to take an action, right? So, but in the ad, you're basically using the headline of your ad in the video. It's just repeated because most people will see the text at the top, which is the most important of the Facebook ad, because it usually determines whether or not they watch the video. Because they see with their eyes, before the video plays, they see the headline text, the main thing above in the post. That headline, that full sentence, first sentence is the most important, because that determines usually whether or not they'll stop scrolling and then watch the video. So it's important that you really dial in what is it that you're offering them, right? And that can be, if you're doing education, the 3 secrets to get result. That could be in there. Or if it's a story, it could be like, this one coffee meeting, the coffee meeting that changed my life, or the mindset shift that helped me, 5x my business. And those type of ads, that tells a story. Then you go into a story rather than teaching. You're teaching through story, but it goes into a story. So Elise says, we make the ad. Where do we put it? Where do we put the advertisement? Are you talking about just how to create an ad? I want to be specific about your question. So probably the best thing to do, Elise, because I'm not following what you're trying to do. I'm talking about using posturing in your videos and in your content. You're talking about you're making an ad. Where do we put it? So what I'd love you to do is to just, if you could just make either a voice recording or a video or, just whatever you want to share in the group and tag me in it, and I'll be able to elaborate more. That's the one downside of not doing a Zoom call, is you can't bring people in. Although Ecamm now has a feature where I can bring people in, but I haven't tested it yet. So I don't feel comfortable testing things that I've never tested before. So as respect for you, rather than me fumbling around with it, I'll get it dialed in. And next time, if anybody wants to do it. Elise, one more time. I think you said you put it on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, if you're talking about, if you're making a content video that's a 30-second video ad to get them to go someplace else, that's an effective strategy. You just make you're making a teaser ad that moves people into more content. Because, usually, those ads on YouTube that people, they're waiting for that 5 seconds so they can get the information they want. But if you have an effective ad, you basically have them for 5 seconds uninterrupted. And if you do something really powerful in that 5 seconds and you ask a really, really good question, they're going to watch the next 10 seconds or the next 15 seconds. So you only have to make it go, 30 seconds, and then a button shows up to take them to that bit of information. Now, whether or not that information is strong enough to detract them from what they originally went to YouTube for, that's something else. But in Facebook, you don't have that same limitation. They're going to see the ad as sponsored content, and you can make your video the full video, or you can also make it a 30-second video, and you retarget people who watched 90% of that 30-second video, and you retarget those people, because if they watched more than 3 seconds, Facebook, you can grab them off of Facebook. I like to retarget people who have watched at least 50% of my video, and in a 30-second ad, I'd probably want them to watch about 80 to 90%. Because if they watch 20 to 30 seconds of my stuff, that something grabbed their attention, and then it's easier to retarget people and get them to take action. If they've seen me before and they watched 80 to 90% of a video that I did, there's some interest there where another video might get them to take further action, whether it's join a Facebook group like this, or whether it's opt in for a lead magnet or a video series. Because you always remember that you're building your relationship based on multiple conversations. And before, when we didn't have video, or when video started, it was rare that people had videos. Having a video was new. And so people would be like, wow, what's this? Let me watch it. Because I don't, YouTube was in its infancy. And on Facebook, by the time Facebook came around, people were using more videos. But it was rare that people were doing video content to the level that we've had over the last, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. So videos were totally new, and there was a lot of novelty there. Now it's like everything's videos. 80 to 90% of the content on YouTube is videos. So, on YouTube, it's like 100%. On Facebook, it's like 90%. So getting them to stop the scroll and watch your video, try micro content that leads them to something else. And if you can get them off Facebook, I know Facebook doesn't like that, but if you can get them off Facebook to a blog page or your website or a video series, something that you control, then you can create a deeper relationship with people. So anyway, I hope that answered your question. Probably a little more than you wanted. But if you have any other questions, go ahead and post them in the post. We are here every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I also wanted to mention that next week, seriously, this is sped up really fast, but next week, I have a different camera. But next week, I am starting, go this way, I am starting my case study program. And I'm so super excited about this. This is going to be a small group of people that I work with for 6 consecutive weeks to create all the videos they need to create a working sales funnel. So this isn't just like here are videos and we'll have a call every once in a while. This is a 6-week boot camp where we get your videos done. So basically every week we have a targeted video, whether it's a landing page video for your website or your freebie, whether it's educational content that builds rapport and trust, testimonial video, your origin story video, your sales video. Each week, we're going to create one of these videos, and you're going to get a checklist of all the different components that you need. You're going to get script outlines so you can kind of follow. This is what the format of this video is. And then you're going to get a list of ingredients of B-roll to take your videos to the next level. So you're going to know exactly what to write. You're going to know what to shoot. You're going to know how to put it together. And then we're going to have a call every week where I show you how to put it together. And then you're going to post it in the group. And I'm going to review it. I'm going to give you some feedback. You can tweak it. And each week, and then next week, we're going to move on to the next video. And so this is going to be a weekly implementation program, which I think most coaching programs lack, by the way. But it's going to be getting it done. That's the whole point, is the getting it done. So at the end of 6 weeks, you have all the videos you really need. You can make more if you want, but you have all the videos you need to have a working sales funnel. So I'm super excited with this. It's going to be a really small group, probably 8 people at max. And we're going to be able to review each other's videos. We're going to have a call each week. You're going to get videos and content from me each week, but not a lot, because it's more about the doing rather than watching, my videos. It's more about the actual doing. So if that interests you at all, type case study in the content in the post below, and I'll get you all the details. But next week we get started. So when you see me here next week, we're going to be right starting the first couple days of the program. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. Again, thank you so much for watching here today. If you watched on replay, good to see you and welcome that. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, post in the comments below, and I will see you next week. Have a great day, everybody, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.